Welcome to episode 2 of the Local Love podcast. Thanks for joining us. I'm Tony.
Oh, damn, we started. All right, yeah.
My
name's Sam.
Yeah, we already started, man.
Then we got Manny here. Manny,
Yeah.
got that Barry White going.
A few of my friends were saying, they're like, man, he sounds really professional. So I don't know what that means about us, but
That just meant we sounded unprofessional.
Oh,
and
wow.
The professional guy was behind the camera.
Oh, wow.
Well, thanks for joining us. Hopefully you guys enjoyed episode 1. Again, hit the like button, share. We also added a link in the description, and we'll be doing it in this one as well, that will send you to our booking link, so you can book haircut with Sam or Blue. I always find it weird calling her Blue. I know that's what she's known as. It's just I just know her as Nisa.
That's her barber name.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's so many ways you could go with that one now.
Yeah, it's her barber name. There's times when I accidentally say Nisa, and they get shocked or what, and I'm like, crap.
It's like,
I feel like
when you said barber name, it reminded me of, like, you know, when you're like, well, I was gonna say kids, but I guess when you're younger and dumb, and then they doing your stripper name, and you take like your, I don't remember what it was. You take some name and you take
what was your stripper name?
I don't even remember, but anyways.
What was your stripper name?
I don't remember it. It's just, I remember it was some stupid games. Like, you would take like the name of the street you were on and something else or some junk. They always had stupid stuff like that going on.
So then you're like Big French.
Big French, I guess.
What?
We lived on
What?
French.
But why big?
I
What?
don't know, because it's a stripper name.
Big what? Hold on. I'm going to give you the sound.
Small don't work for a male stripper.
Get the sound effect for
He's
that.
definitely not getting tips on that.
You can't be like small French. They're gonna be like, oh, small French fry. Forget it. Next guy.
Anyways, moving on as we get into random topics. Again, we have the
French.
we have the link in the description, so just make sure you click on that if you need to set appointments. We're still running our special through June. Tuesdays and Wednesdays, $25 man haircuts.
Last
walk-ins?
week, I think,
Yeah.
this Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yeah. So definitely
And 4th of July is coming up, so that's gonna be that week.
the week before 4th of July. Yeah.
Yeah, because it lands on a Monday, so we ain't gonna be here. Don't show up.
Yeah. So definitely, again, thanks for your support. Hopefully you're passing the links out to other people. Like we said, we'll be bringing on guests next week. I think we're actually going to have Nisa on, Blue, the barber, kind of talking a female's view.
Yeah.
But today we have quite a bit to talk about. We're going to get into some random topics, some other topics. But I think to first start off is one, we'll have it in a description. Our cousin, Felicia, she has Crohn's disease, has gone through quite a bit of medical stuff. And so we're putting a link for her GoFundMe page. So if you guys can support her, definitely hit that link up and do what you can. You know, like we said, we're trying to build a community here, small businesses and just people in general, like people that come to a barbershop, people that know us, things like that. So definitely in these times, it's definitely good to help out where you can. She's a teacher for special need kids. So as we know, we're kind of talking about teachers don't get paid much.
No, they don't. They don't get paid enough. And they don't. It's weird because I don't even think they have a lot of freedom in what they have to teach nowadays. Like, it's kind of like you got to make sure you teach the testing too. So it's like,
Yeah.
you don't get paid enough, and then you're told what to teach all the time.
It's kind of interesting, and I feel mixed emotions when we talk teachers, because I think teachers are important and they should get paid more. I mean, it's interesting if you look, and don't get me wrong, I enjoy sports and stuff like that, and their entertainment, and they raise their money, and they've sold the business of sports very well, so that's why athletes get paid so much. But we pay our athletes way more than we pay the people who are educating our kids,
Which is crazy.
May explain a lot.
Yes, that's
may
just
explain
crazy.
a lot of, but I think there's so many different things. I think you, like, as a society, one, hopefully that kind of changes, but that's all having to do with taxes and different things like that. And then two, I mean, I think the biggest hustlers that need to be out there sometimes are people that are in those type of jobs of like teachers and stuff like that, because you know you're gonna have just a fixed income, the ceiling's low on what you're gonna make, so you have to figure out a second hustle. You got to figure out a second thing. So, but then we can't be mad at teachers when they're spending time on their second hustle because they're trying to support their families. and they can't give that full, like if they're putting in their time at the school, focus on the kids doing what they have, and then once their time's out and they check out to go do their thing, unless someone's helping them pay their bills, they got to do that.
Yeah.
It's
a tough job.
So again, hopefully you guys can get into that and go from there. But yeah, so maybe we'll bring a teacher on with a side hustle. I think we gotta.
You got a friend, right?
I want
roasts, or does he?
He roasts and sells coffee. So yeah, so definitely we can probably bring him on and talk about that. Yeah. And go into that.
He's kind of like Breaking Bad, but with coffee, right?
I guess you could describe it that way. Yeah, I guess so.
Why not?
I mean, yeah. All right, so what are we getting into first here?
Whatever. I know. You were talking about last time, Blood In, Blood Out. Like you didn't think it was that influential, or what'd you say?
I think I said. So we're gonna talk about movies that influenced us, I guess, as kids and stuff like that.
Manny was ready. You see the shirt? Manny was ready for this conversation.
Manny is wearing the most Mexican shirt here. You guys can't see it, but he's wearing a shirt that actually says "Hecho en Mexico."
He knew the subject was coming up.
No, I say it wasn't influential. I said I think idolize was a big word, was a strong word to use for it.
I think people idolized it.
I do think some people idolized it. So so growing up, I guess you went right to Blood In, Blood Out, but that was partially because I was making a reference to the way we closed it out.
Yeah.
Okay, but you were making a comment about it too, and I think it was a good spot to start off with. You were talking about how you think people miss the point.
Yeah, I think growing up, like you're watching it, and you're influenced by the prison gangs and the gangs, and that's pretty much where you're at. You're not really influenced by the drug addict, and you're not really at all influenced by the cop. Mm-hmm. But the prison gang you get more influenced by, and then the cop before he.
All right, we weren't cutting anything out. We just had technical difficulty.
Again.
Just keep going.
They got us bugged.
So what were you saying?
Yeah, like people want to be Paco, but they don't want to be Paco the cop. They want to be El Gallo Negro, like
Paco the gangster.
And like,
have you seen the movie before, Manny?
No, man. I probably have seen it, but it wasn't that influential on me to be thinking like I want to be somebody like a gang member or something like that. No,
everyone liked him.
But I think when you're talking about everyone, you're talking about people from certain neighborhoods. I mean, it wasn't like every single person that saw that was influenced by that. I think depending on the neighborhood,
like I think most Mexicans or most Chicanos were.
I think depending on the neighborhood and where you grew up, but I think it also goes back to very much the Mexican culture and the Chicano culture and where you're from is, and it's not just based on the movie. And Manny, maybe you may see this from where you grew up, but like when you grew up in certain neighborhoods, you're taught like one of the lines I remember from there is like, respect is everything, right? They talk about how that is one of the things he talks about, like respect is everything. And I think when you grow up in certain neighborhoods, you're like, okay, I gotta be respected in the neighborhood. I gotta be respected by this. And I think for me, like I did really like the movie. I did quote it. I did have a lot of things.
But I had a hat.
Yeah, I guess, but that wasn't because of that.
Just because of that?
That was just more, because of that and the area we were around and just more of that. But it wasn't really because of the movie. But I think one of the things more was like when, at least for me, when I felt as I was growing up and when I was going to college, like I started getting into the mindset of like, that's a dumb philosophy. Like you can get all the respect of the neighborhood and be poor as hell. Like that like I do think respect is important. I think having your honor, your things like that, but the honor that, like you were saying, like everyone was so looking at Paco, the gang member, Santana and all. Wait, was he in the
yes?
Yeah, and all them. You look at all them, and you're like, oh, that's who I want to be. The guy, and that to me that wasn't respect. Like they were trying to earn their respect in a prison. behind bars,
their neighborhood.
Where I think respect is more that person who's there with their family, who's working hard every day to keep them together, man and female.
That's what Paco said.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
like I feel like, well, I guess maybe I felt like that's how I looked at it. I was just like, Paco was a badass.
Yeah.
In the beginning, and he was kind of like sellout to me, and
at the end, yeah. When it should have been the other way around.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I think even when you watch it, like if you watch the movie and you watch Santana's message, his whole message is like, this is dumb if we think we're empowered by being locked up.
Yeah.
Like his whole thing was about it, like Chicanos, I guess as he got older, as he got older, it was more of you educate and you get your people out of prison and out of the streets. Hello. Yeah, but the way the movie portrays it is you're the baddest guy in the prison. Like you got to be the one running the prison. Like there's one guy in there, Miklo, who struggling with his identity because he's half Mexican, half white. And he basically at some point basically says he feels more comfortable in prison than he does out.
Yeah.
Because he did it because
that's his family. That's what he said.
And you run into people that way.
I mean, yeah.
You run into people that way.
As sad as it is.
You know, you run into people who are willing to, like, who rather have, like, don't get me wrong, like, is there quick money? Yes, there's quick money, but it comes with guilt. It comes with watching your back all the time and this and that. And if you really time it from the long run, are you really making that much more money than people who are going straight? On some, you will. But there's a price to peace of mind. There's a price to keeping your family together. There's a price to a whole bunch of things.
Oh, yeah.
And you lose a lot of that and you don't calculate that because you're not thinking that, but you're thinking, oh, I'm getting that quick money. I'm getting that quick cash and this and that. And I think like, even for us, like kind of as we're doing this and we're talking about the local love thing, like local love is about, you know, having that hustle, having that business, but doing it the right way. So you're not, you know, having to feel guilt. You're not having to look behind your back every time and do all those things. Yeah. And I don't think there's anything wrong with being straight. There's nothing wrong with being square. Like square is a whole different thing of like growing up. Oh, you're a square. Like that someone had to pump out their chest and be like, oh, now I got to do this. Now I got to do that. Yeah. But it's like any idiot can go start a fight. Yeah. Any idiot can pull out a gun.
Yeah.
Any idiot can go do any of those things. It takes a person to calculate, to control their emotions at times, to understand their emotions, to walk away, to make the right decision, you know, for the long run, for the better of it.
I always tell people like that a lot of guys that are in prison are just dudes that can't control themselves, that can't control their emotions. Like they don't know how to control. They haven't matured inside their hearts and their minds, so they react in their anger and their pain, and they get stuck in that. No one teaches them that it's okay to have emotions, like it's okay to have those, so they just react. So they don't know that they're emotionally wrecked. They don't know that. They think they're stone cold and that they don't have no feelings and stuff, but it's all emotions. It's all because when you feel disrespected, you get angry. You don't be like, you're not like, oh, they disrespected me, that's not cool. You're like what dude, I want to get exactly. At that dude. And like, and then you're around other people like that. They're gonna check you about checking that dude. They're gonna be like, you're gonna let them disrespect you like that? You're gonna and you're gonna look like a punk. There's times that I got scared and I felt like a punk because I was like, damn, this dude's probably gonna beat me up. And then, like,
that's honest.
You know, I would, after a while, like, I had to like push that to the side and act tough, and like, but it wasn't me. So hold on. You talking? So this movie made you feel tough? Nah, this movie you was watching. It taught me what I thought respect was. It didn't teach me how to. It didn't make me feel tough, and it's like, oh, okay, like that's what respect is. Yeah, like those guys respect that guy.
Now your view of respect.
My view of respect is honestly.
I'm pretty sure it's not like the movie now.
Nah, it's just like you give everyone respect. Like not as in like I respect you, like that type of style, but just like you treat them like a man, like a woman. Like you just treat them
Yeah.
You
Like
treat
a person.
them nicely. You treat them. You have patience with them. You walk with them for the most part.
And it may actually be the view of the movie. It was just a view we missed as kids, as adolescents, as people growing up. Because at the end of it, it's all about family. Yeah. Right? So at the end of the movie, the drug addict is recovered.
What is this name? What's the name of this movie?
Blood In, Blood Out.
I might have seen this movie before.
The drug addict's recovered.
I mean, the name was called
Bound by Honor.
Bound by Honor.
Bound by Honor, because the whole thing was like you're bound by honor to your family, to the street gang, to the prison gang. You're bound by honor to all of that. To your race, to all of that.
And so La Raza a lot too.
And so at the end, that whole speech that goes on, it isn't about the gang life. It's about having your families back, having your people's back, and things like that. Yeah. Now, I think it goes like, I think you should have your people back. Like, I think it's very good to be like Chicano culture, La Raza and stuff like that. But then you got to go outside of that. Like, if you're just sealed off to that, like every human being is our brother. Every human being is our brother, sister.
Yeah.
Every human being is that breathes, that right, wrong, or indifferent. They're part of God's creation, and I think that's where you start looking at that piece and going into that.
Yeah.
But I think when you look at it, you miss that. You're just looking at like, oh yeah, this is how you got respect. This is what you did, and you know,
there's like in the movie, you see all three of them at the end. One's lost in the respect.
Yeah.
He's lost. That's all he wants is he's always gonna keep trying to hit people respect, because that's what Cruz tells Paco. He's like, he's still trying to be you.
Yeah.
Even though he's way higher in rank now.
Yeah.
He's like, he wants to be you.
Yeah.
But the other two came back. One came back to being sober and being with his family, and the other one came back to like, hey, I don't have to cut off my whole my culture. I don't have to cut off my culture and act like that culture's not there. Like, you can have both. You can be that person.
Like, this is a Bound by Honor deep talk.
Yeah, well, the movie's really deep. Like,
the movie is deep when you read it. You know, I mean, there's funny parts to it. There's deep parts to it. Like, you see so much of it, and like the quotes that you hang on to, like that always stuck out to me. Like, respect is everything. Right, that was something that, you know, to me, but I had to learn. Like, my thing was never, I need to be respected in the streets or stuff, but respect, like, even when you're going into the business, you're going into the thing, everyone wants to be respected, but it's about how do you earn that respect? How do you go through it? How do you kind of, you know, and for me, that, you know, that I always thought about it. And then the other piece was like, and it's funny because you draw on different things. Like, I remember one of the other quotes is like when they're there and he grabs the apple. He's like, I don't want his pork chop. He's like, I want his life. Yeah. And like, you know, very powerful scene. But at the same time, like, you're thinking about it. I think about it years later, and like the thought process of it, and maybe I'm putting too much of a spin on it, and this is just my thoughts, but like, it's like, you're not going for the short one, you're going for the long one. Like, he was like Miklo at that time, and he was just focused on the pork chop, and he's like, no, I want more than that. Like, I'm not looking at the short term, I want the long term. Now, I doubt that's a far too probably reaching for it, but that's to me is more
loyalty. Like, you demand loyalty, and like, that's another thing that gets warped inside neighborhoods and prisons, is that you're like, they expect you to be loyal, like, straight up. Like, you know, if your friend messes up, like, you're not gonna check him in front of everyone because you're loyal to him, and you might not even check him at all, even though you know he's wrong, because that's your dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people will cheat on their girls, right? And you will cover for them no matter what, because you're staying loyal, because it's a warped mindset. Mm-hmm. Like, I ain't gonna miss, like if that, like, you know, your homeboy is wrong, right? And he's like, he's the one that should be checked. Like, hey, dude, like, that guy's not even messing with you like that. Right. Calm down. But you don't, because you're loyal, and that's what I got out of it, was that you're supposed to be loyal regardless, which is a warped thing. That's why he's like, I don't want his pork chop, like, because he was trying to give him his pork chop. He's like, nah, I want your whole life, bro. Like, you got to stay loyal to me. Like, that's what I got out of it.
Oh, well, because I thought he was referring to the cook.
No, he was referring to, because he's like, I thought you wanted, and he's like, what? And he's like, my pork chop, and And then Magic actually grabs the pork chop.
No, I know, but that's what I mean. Like
he wants him to, like, if you want to be.
I don't know. I think we gotta review that one.
Yeah, because I feel like he's like.
But it could. I mean, it could be both ways. I think one of the things, loyalty. I agree. I think it's a little warped because honestly, I think with loyalty, like, I think most people are only loyal if it benefits them. There's few that you find like true loyalty. Most people like the example you gave. You don't rat someone out because you don't want them to rat you out. They probably have something on you. Yeah. It's not so much like, oh, that's because
I can agree with that.
Because I mean, how many times in the streets have you seen someone burn somebody for some reason? There's always people getting one on somebody else. Like, there's very few like instances of true loyalty that I believe that's over glamorized, over fantasized. I just don't think like people in general like were. I mean, it starts getting into more of my Christianity. I think without Christ, there is no such thing as that. Even with Christ, we're messed up. But it's like, I really do think like, and we think about that. Like, you think about that in the neighborhoods and stuff like that. Like, oh, loyalty, this and that. But you know, like, if someone's back is really against the wall, they're gonna throw you to the dogs if it saves their, like, everyone has a cost to loyalty.
Yeah, like, yeah, definitely. But that's, again, like, that goes to like snitching. Like, that's how much loyal, like, people demand like that. Like, you're not supposed to snitch. That's part. I don't agree with it now. Like, I'm like, no, man, like that.
Snitching is overrated.
Yeah, like, you should.
Snitching is overrated, bro. Because if it's your family, you would want somebody to tell.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
you know what I mean? So I don't understand that. I'm not gonna snitch.
And then it gets warped, and then you get these rappers that promote it, and they'll snitch too. Like Cameron, I remember he did an interview like in 2008 or somewhere around there, like when he was on his peak, and they asked him if there was a serial killer, would you snitch? And he's like, no, I'll just move. And it was like, this dude's an idiot. One, he don't sound street. I'm like, bro, you shut up. You wouldn't say.
And there's a serial killer.
That's not even part of the street. Serial killers, first of all. Well, there is serial killers on the street.
I don't care. If I see it, I'm telling.
Yeah,
I don't give a damn. You say whatever you want. Snitching, call me whatever you want to call me. I'm telling.
A lot of them do, anyways. A lot of them, like, they see the numbers and they're just like, damn, for that guy. And
well, that's what I mean. Like, everyone's loyalty comes to a cost. You can, I mean, even if you get biblical, Peter's loyalty came up to a cost.
Oh yeah,
Peter was like, I'm gonna die with you.
Yep.
But then the moment a sword and everything was pulled in front of him, he's like, yeah, I'm out.
See you later. He's like, yep.
Yeah, well, I mean, even in the movie, later on, Miklo isn't loyal to him anymore, and he's the one that caused the shot to kill him.
Yeah.
Like,
that's what I mean. Loyalty, everyone has a cost to their loyalty.
Yeah, I think so.
So, yeah.
I mean, it goes back to like Christianity too. Like, that's why God doesn't ask us to be like loyal to him. He's like just surrender. Like, he's not like, stay loyal to me, because we can't stay loyal to God. Like, I know I can't. Like, I screw up a lot. Like, I know I don't stay loyal to him a lot.
Well, I think it's the definition of loyal. I think he's asking us to be in a relationship with him and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But he knows that we're going to make mistakes along the way.
He didn't use the word loyalty because he knew that he didn't say stay loyal to me.
I mean, but he does ask for a commitment, right? I mean, he's asking us for not to go overboard. Like, I think there's a balance on it.
Yeah,
and I think that
I don't know. I think he is asking for commitment and loyalty.
I think he is. I think he's asking for it, but he's asking for it with grace, right? There's a moment of grace there. Like, you can't abuse grace. See the difference.
Well,
the difference between this.
Like, I meant like he does when you get saved. Like, he's not saying like, are you going to be loyal to me? Are you going to be this? Like, no. He's just like, surrender. That's all I want.
Yeah, he's asking you just to be
because there's no way.
I think being open and honest, being open and honest with them, because like if you go and you make all these promises, like, oh, I'm never gonna sin again, I'm never gonna do this. He knows. He's like, I know you're gonna fail.
That ain't gonna happen.
He's like, I know you're gonna mess up. Right. He's like, but what I don't want you to do is purposely go mess up, right? Because that's the difference between all of us and God. God can actually see our hearts, and He knows when we're screwing up with intent, or He knows when we're screwing up just because we're human. Because there's a difference. Like you know when you're planning and doing, and even then He'll have grace for us. Yeah. But He wants
some of us are schemers.
Yeah, but He also He does want a commitment from us. He is asking us for a commitment. It's not a free ride of just come and ask for grace, you know, and just keep going and doing. He wants us to transform, change, and I think that's the natural progression of the relationship with Him. Oh wow, we went from bound honor, but to Christ. We can probably do a whole Bible study on that.
I mean, you really can, because the people you're talking about is kind of like Popeye.
What other movie? And it doesn't have to be a gangster movie. But what other movie would you say? I don't want to say influence. What other movie do you remember from your childhood life growing up? I don't know what the hell you're wearing.
Ninja Turtles.
Okay.
Ninja Turtles.
I watched them and I liked them. I was a very big fan of Ninja Turtles, but that was it.
Yeah, no, they ruled my life for a while. I love Ninja Turtles. I mean, I still do. I collect turtles now.
What about you, Manny?
As a child, man,
or even teenager or whatever.
As a child, the movie I can remember the most as a child was Jaws.
Jaws, all right.
And it scared me.
You didn't want to go in water?
I didn't want to go in water, bro. I gotta be honest. And we live we lived in the city by a lake.
You're sticking to the black people stereotype.
Hey, I'm just being honest. That's the movie that I remember. Jaws. Oh, and there was another one. Was it Phantasm or with the ball with the man he had, and it would come in and it would kill you I forgot. I don't know. He had like about 3 or 4 of them. It was like Phantasm 1, 2, 3, and 4, and
I know what you're talking about. Like he had
something like that. Yeah,
he had like long gray hair.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was like Phantasm.
I haven't heard of that one, huh?
And there was one more movie that I remember as a kid. The Car. About this car that was demon possessed.
The Stephen King one.
And it would run people down, but it wouldn't go in graveyards and nothing like that. It's called The Car.
Christine or something like that.
So, Christine was a good movie.
Was it Christine?
No, it wasn't Christine. It was called The Car. When you get a chance to go look it up.
The Car. You have to look that up, huh?
Yeah.
The Car.
Yeah, I watched it I watched it a couple years back. I watched it. It's cheesy now, but
yeah, that's one of the funny things about 80s and 90s movies. You look back and watch them, and a lot of them are cheesy.
I'd have to say
I like the cheesiness.
I had to say.
What about you, bro?
The one I remember, and it's not so. It's partially because of the movie and partially because of what it was. Is like I remember seeing Cool Runnings. And I remember why it comes so much is because my dad, I think at the time, had to keep us out of the house, so we literally went and saw it like almost 6 times in the theater. Like that's when we were going to the dollar theater. I guess it was 50 cents at the time. I don't remember if 50 cents or a dollar.
We'll go during
matinee, but
50 cents.
Yeah, but like the whole Saturday we pretty much spent at the theater watching the same damn movie.
Oh well, I don't know if that being.
Well, I mean, we thought it was funny, and we were kids at the time. But it was just
remember that.
Yeah. I think we saw it like 3 or 4 times one time, and they took us again. And like,
why was he keeping us out?
I think because mom had enough of us.
Cool. So with John Candy
keeping us out of the house.
John Candy,
John Candy. Yeah.
And
the Jamaican bobsled team.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like we saw it so many times at the theater. One, I think Dad thought it was hilarious, and he kept falling asleep through it. And then secondly. So it took him about that many times to see the whole movie. But secondly, I think it was to keep us out of the house too, because that was time because it was probably in the summer and my mom was with us the whole week. My dad would be out doing ministry and stuff like that. Okay. So probably by Saturday she had enough. And so that was my dad's way of, taking us to go do something was, hey, I'll take you to the theater. You go do this. Mm-hmm. And then,
Yeah.
Like my dad, like, I don't think we were really old enough at that point. I don't know how old we were, but I don't know if we were old enough to be like we're playing basketball with him or stuff like that. So that was easier for him to take us to the movies and kind of do that thing. And
go watch it.
He would be there with us playing video games and stuff, and then go watch the movies and things like that. But I want to say we saw it so many times at the theater, it was just like ridiculous.
It was 50 cents. Like,
yeah, and it was cheap.
Honestly, from what I can remember, I didn't know that there was a movie theater outside of the dollar for a long time because that's all we would go to. And then, it wasn't until we got older and we're like, no, it's coming out right now. We got to go and see it. And we kind of started demanding to go and see it.
No, the premiere. Well, it's like so. Growing up, the way we grew up, like you knew of Nikes and stuff, but I really didn't know of name brand shoes. Because we always shopped at Payless. And the only reason I stopped shopping at Payless is because my foot grew too big to buy shoes at Payless.
Yeah, Tony got
so by the time, like...
So you had to go to...
Yeah, at that time, that was the only reason.
Yeah.
That was the only reason my dad had to go. Like, they had to get name brand shoes is because Payless, they carried the size that I had at that point. Because I think at that point, I was probably like a 10 or 12. And you didn't have a lot of those.
So I bet... So then you got name brand shoes probably out there.
No, they were never hand-me-downs because we would tear the hell out.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that because you started getting name brands like, all right, well, we're not finna be going to Payless and then going here. Like, no, we just gonna go one place and just get everybody's shoes the same.
We would go to Just for Feet. That's where he first took us. I remember because it was like the brand new thing.
Well, it was after. So I think it was in middle school. I was in middle school when he started taking us Just for Feet. But it was after because we grew up on the west side. I went to a deep west side school. We both did, but we went to different middle schools. Yeah. And when I went there, my foot already had gotten to a size where there was no more Payless shoes, right? So my dad had a friend who lived on the east side. My dad had a friend who lived on the east side, which in San Antonio is predominantly black neighborhood, who was a pastor.
Used to be.
Yeah, back in the day. And so he ran a home. And so he had a lot of black guys and they would get donations and stuff like that. Okay. So he took me there to go get shoes.
You talking about Willie?
Yeah. So they told him, hey, I got some shoes, for your son. He can come, they're free. Well, he brought them. So again, the school I went to predominantly Mexican. There was maybe a couple blacks, a handful. So it's very, you're not wearing, at the time you weren't wearing outrageous stuff and things like that. Like the hip hop culture hadn't really gone into that. I mean, there was some hip hop culture, but it wasn't like that. Mm-hmm. Well, I walk in and I'm wearing like these neon green blue fin shoes that I have no idea what brand they are. I mean, I'm serious. Like the shoe had these fins on the side. Like it's freaking.
Because I mean, a lot of people at that point were wearing a lot of either the Adidas shell tops or the G Nikes, which are called the Cortez. Like
they were wearing a lot of that. There was a lot of And I grew up so where I went to school heavily Hispanic. So I mean, you had some of the smarter kids, but most of them were
Mexicans.
Yeah, they were dressing like they were from LA and things, or like what they would see on TV. They were what they see in the movies and stuff.
Okay. Just from the neighborhoods around.
Yeah, and so like I'm showing up because these are the only shoes I got, and they're like white, and then they have these neon green and super weird blue fins all over it. And so like that lasted a good week, and I was like, hell no, I can't keep doing this. Like
that's when we went to Just for Feet.
That's when we went to Just for Feet, and we had to get regular shoes.
So what was funny about that part was we got to Just for Feet. I don't know if you remember this, and we're hyped because we're going to Just for Feet now. We're going in, and my dad's like, no, not over there, over here. And it was all the clearance. He would make sure that we would never get to the shoes that were on display. He was like, over here, look for your shoe size. And and he's like, it's name brand now. And I was like, yeah, like, but all the shoes that no one cared about, like we were still not in style because we were getting the shoes that no one bought. So it was just like, but I mean, but you grow up that way, and you grow like for me, like I know, like you're very into shoes. I'm into colors.
Yeah, but like for me, I never got into shoes. So I find one pair of comfortable shoes.
That's like
$800 shoes right now.
No. That's what they think they're $800 shoes. But
we still talking about $800 shoes.
I mean, I do buy nice shoes, dress shoes, and stuff like that for work and stuff. But for a long time, like I just buy the Nike or Reebok shoe that fit the best. I'm fine, all black. Don't care whose name on it, whatever. And I'm gonna wear it till it runs out, like until they start talking, like, I don't care. Like, because I don't need these nice, Air Force Ones or Air Force whatever they're on. I didn't give a damn. Like, I just like, hey, they fit for me. Because here's the thing. Like, growing up, like the way I was growing up and stuff, the way we were growing up, but I say the way I was growing up because I always had bigger feet. So it was always hard for me. And at that age, like being Mexican, I was already tall. I had big feet. Like my foot was way bigger than my dad's by the time I was like 10 or 11. So like it felt uncomfortable walking into a shoe store and being like, yeah, I'm 13. Because then they were like, we have like 2 shoes for you to pick from. It's not like now where there's tons of size 13, 14, 15s. Back then, it was like, you have 2 shoes to pick from. Here they are. And it's like, no, but I want those shoes I see there. Yeah, that goes up to 12. That goes up to 10. And like your feet are tight. So you get to the point where you're just like, man, what the hell? Like, I'm not going in there and being disappointed.
You just like, give me some shoes.
So I just, once I found the shoes, like, I'm good, whatever. Good. Yeah. And that's the way I went. Like, my brother and sister make fun of me all the time for a while because I would wear the shoes that I would wear. And they start talking a little bit in the front. I'm like, oh, it's good. I'll duct tape it. It's all good.
Yeah, he literally was like, I'll just glue it. And I'm like, no. Like, you need new shoes. Like, you can afford shoes now, dude. Go and buy some shoes. Like, first thing he did was look for the exact same shoe. I'm like, you can venture out now, man. It's cool. Don't worry. And he didn't. He literally bought the same exact shoe, which he's probably going to do again because those are already getting beat up.
But they're comfortable. They feel good. They got
that's all that matter, though. As long as they come.
I don't have to. Now, I do buy like when they're like these that they think are 800, which are not. And I'm sorry if I showed the bottom because I'm going to have to clean the bottom. But these, like, for me, like those.
So you got to clean the bottom of your shoe?
Well, I think the sides at least. That white's starting to get a little dirty.
Put it up a little more so we can see. Ah, there we go.
So, like, I do spend money on dress shoes and stuff like that now, but like not. Don't get me wrong. Like I still have my sensibility. Like I ain't going and dropping $800, $900 on a pair of shoes. To me, that's an investment into something. I'll put 100, 200, but those things are gonna last me a couple of years. I better pass it down to any future kids I have. Marcos is gonna grow into my goddamn shoes because that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, like I buy shoes. People think I'm a sneakerhead because of how many shoes I have, but I'm not a sneakerhead. Like when I donated all my shoes to the church, Mom, she looked at them and she was like, what's this one? What's this one? I was like, I don't know. I just bought it because I like the color. And she's like, you don't know what I was like, that's Curry's, I think.
Yeah.
And that's Kyrie's. And what number is it? Don't know.
Yeah.
I think they're 5. She's like, you just buy. I go in there, I look. If I like the style and the color, that's what I go for.
So you don't worry about the cost?
Yeah, I do worry about the cost kind of, but that's for off the camera subject.
Nah, yeah. See, I'm like Tony though. It's whatever, man. Just give me some shoes.
Like now, more and more, like I do, like, I think one of the things is you got to get more self-aware of who you are, self-aware of your flaws and your, like, I know, like, professionally and stuff, if I need a dress, I can get by. But
like a 3-piece suit and everything.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna be the most stylish person. That's not my, like, I don't care the color scheme that goes together and stuff like that. Sometimes I need to ask someone. Like, I'm gonna go and say, help me figure this out, because you know what? For a long time it was simple. Black shoes with a black belt.
That's it.
Blue, white, gray, everything goes with it. Then someone started telling me about browns and blues and stuff like that. And I'm like, all right, I could do this brown and blue. But I would have never thought of that on myself because that's not what I'm wearing. Yeah. Brown, blue.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so you start looking at it. I'll Google. I Google, I YouTube search. Like, hey, there's YouTube. There's YouTubers I watch who talk about like different styles and stuff to help you figure out like, what are the different, like, what's the right fit of shirt? What's the right way to wear your jeans? Because I grew up wearing nothing but baggy jeans, right? I mean, there was, what was the jiggle test?
Yeah.
Yeah, growing
what?
up, when my dad would take us to go, when my dad would take us to go,
What?
when my dad would go, so we weren't supposed to wear tight jeans.
What are you jiggling?
So when my dad would
The whole jean.
my
He would
dad
grab it from
my
the
dad
back.
would grab the jeans from the back when we turn around, and he wanted to make sure the jeans could move. I think it was one, so that we weren't wearing super tight jeans, and two, to make sure we could grow into them because they didn't want to keep buying us jeans.
And that dude would literally ask us, "How does it feel?" I'm like, "I don't know, embarrassing."
I mean,
he wouldn't do it.
He's doing this until we're double digits. Like, this is not like just 5, 6 years old. Like,
And it's not at home or inside the dressing room.
This is
Well, come out here, and I'm like, "No, come in here." Like,
This
he's
is
like,
at-
"No, come out here." And
this is at
how's that feel?
Montgomery
How's that
Wards, JC
Oh
Penney's,
man.
Yeah,
Walmart, Target, wherever else, Kmart, where we were going.
it was that, and then with the shoes, he would make us walk. Him and my mom would make us walk. How does that feel? Okay,
Like a shoe?
it's good. And then let me see your big toe, and then you would have to move your.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
But they
Oh,
were,
that's too
I mean,
close.
but they were teaching, like, and that was the thing. Like,
course.
my dad was teaching us how to dress the best way he knew, right? So, like, I mean, and you take certain things from it. Like, I learned to iron my clothes all the time. Like, I'm very big on ironing my clothes. I mean, there's times I won't do it. Like, if I'm going to the gym, I'm not ironing my clothes. But I definitely iron my clothes for most things. I still put creases in my jeans and my, you know, they already come in my dress pants because that's the way dress pants are. But, you know,
not me.
Yeah. I ain't-
So-
I
that's-
rebelled against it.
I
Like, I was just
occasionally.
like, Tony took it and he ran with it, and I took it and I was like, I'm doing exactly the opposite because I want to be my own person. So I hated
well,
the
it wasn't that I wasn't my own person.
No, I'm saying me.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
what
okay.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
felt like.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, no, I don't want the creases because I don't. That's you, Dad. That's not me. Like,
Gotcha.
So I was always rebelling. Like, he slicked our hair back. He was just like, oh yeah, like if you weren't for the, and I pushed my hair forward. Like I was just.
Well, for me-
I had a lot of rebellious like attitude.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, for
I
me-
mean, I still do, but
For me, it wasn't even just because I slick, because my dad didn't, he somewhat slicked my hair back, but then he also let me, like, I used to get the flat top for a while. And I used to get the
you did.
kitty haircut where it was just, so there was this guy that went to a church that we knew that my dad knew well, and he was a big Mexican guy, like 6'5", 6'6". He was the tallest Mexican guy I knew at the time. Big guy, played basketball. I used to love playing basketball, and his name was Kitty. And so he used to get it all bald with the little square right on top, because that was the thing at that time. Like, and he was just like a little flat top, but it was pretty much all bald. So I was getting it that way for a while. My dad didn't stop me. He wasn't like, "Oh no, you can't do that." Like,
Yeah.
it was like whatever, you know. And then through college, like I was kind of just cutting my own hair. So for a little while, like there was times where I go to Barbershop, and there was times where I just shaved it all short,
Yeah.
all short. You know, it was like whatever. I didn't care.
Yeah.
The slick back, I think more like I did it through middle school. I did it through, and now I'm thinking more in high school. And then I think when I started getting like, okay, I'm going into the real world. I'm going to start getting jobs. Like I need to come with what I felt like was the best thing. And for me, like a slick back haircut at the time was put the gel in there. It was in place. Everything stood in place. That was for me one, because for me, it's always tied into different things, right? So for me, having it that way reminded me of me growing up, reminded me of where I came from. Not saying everyone where I came from should have slick back hair, but it was for me, that piece. And that's the other reason why I also carry like a paño. I always keep a paño in my back pocket because that was something my dad had, like, and he would iron that. So I learned that. Like my dad didn't sit us there and teach us these things. I learned it by seeing it. So when I went to college, I was like the only kid that knew how to iron. But I did it because I had learned and seen him do it. He wasn't there like, oh, this is how you do it.
Yeah.
I saw him, I remembered, and I was able to do it. Then I started charging people money to do it. You know, like, hey, they want to go out and they didn't know how to iron their damn shirt. They're going to pay me. You know, I didn't make a lot of money off of it, but
I mean, but still.
I made something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wasn't doing anything for free, or they owe me favors.
But you know, my mother, you're gonna talk about iron. My mother taught me how to iron. I didn't, you know, was something I watched. No, my mother actually taught me. She's like, come here, sit your ass down. This is what you're gonna learn how to iron. Come here. And I remember I was only like 8 years old.
But you also,
know?
and you also find like what works for you too. Like for me, like what I found those processes help me. Like that, some people don't find, like, I don't find yard work relaxing. There's people who are gardeners that are like, I love going out there and getting, like that's labor.
Yeah.
That's not relaxing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do find ironing relaxing. Like I used to iron my work clothes.
Yeah.
I used to iron it all on Sunday. I put on a movie and I was just thinking of the process because I would just be focused on, okay, gotta get the crease right, gotta get this. And so it would put me in a relaxed state. Like I didn't have to be thinking about the whole world and everything going on.
I could totally understand that, man. You know, we as people, we all have different processes that, you know, like it's like my wife, man, like washing clothes. Yeah. It's weird. Like she likes to wash clothes. Like that relaxes her.
Yeah.
Like seriously, she'll take all of the sheets off, and then she'll look and get all the clothes, even my clothes. Okay. You want to wash my clothes too?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And I think that's part of it. Like for me,
You know?
like we were talking about hobbies and things. The last where we were gonna get into about different hobbies and stuff. But one of the things, like for me, is I got into coffee. But I got into brewing my own coffee because it's a process. Like for most people, they don't like it. They want to get up in the morning, throw their coffee in, get it brewed. Mm-hmm. I like going through the step of measuring it out, getting the water to a certain temperature, grinding it, putting it through. And it takes me a whole process. And sometimes I try to do
coffee comes out really good. Like,
it does
every
come
time
out.
you make it, it's really good.
It comes out really good, but then part of it is like I've tried to like speed it up because I'm trying to cook breakfast at the same time, and I find I lose the relaxation of it because I'm here. Okay, gotta do this, gotta do this, gotta do this. When
so you even got like a grinder to?
I have several grinders. I have a manual grinder that
Tony
you
stays
just
grinding.
hand grind. I stay grinding. Shout out to
Literally,
FM
right?
Party on that still
Literally.
grinding. Still grinding. If you want to hear that song, it's out there. It's a good one. No, like I have a hand grinder, and then I ended up buying a bigger grinder so I could grind whenever I was doing coffee for more people, because man, it gets tiring when you're hand grinding that much coffee. And then I also have a grinder for espresso because I have a hand pressed espresso, so that takes a whole different type of grinder. Yeah, that's
I just like my coffee to go. I don't put nothing in it.
yeah. But you have something that you do that helps you relax, the process, whatever it is.
I collect comic books.
What?
I read comic books. Like that's because I try to do books after work, but since I'm focused on the haircuts and conversations and everything, like I need something that I can focus on and read, but not have to concentrate really hard. And that's like my thing. Like I enjoy like going out there and looking for them and everything.
Yeah. Well, I think even when you're doing haircuts, when I see you doing it and you're focused, like you can be distracted a little bit, but you're so focused on what you're doing and stuff because you get into your zone and like you can have conversations, but you're focused on that person and what's going on there.
Yeah, well, actually, I was just talking to one of my clients about that because after a while, like my brain gets tired, and then focusing, like it starts messing with my eyes.
Yeah.
And at first I thought my eyes were going bad. I went to the eye doctor. I got it all checked. He's like, no, man, you're 20/20 vision. I was like, well, why can't I focus? Like I see a sign and it takes me a little bit to read it. And he's like, oh, it's because your brain's tired. He's like, what do you do? I was like, I'm a barber. He's like, that's why. Like you're super focused. I'm zoned in to the haircut because what y'all can't see, I can see. So I have to
but that's
all
what I mean.
of that stuff. So then my eyes, like, they get tired. So when I try to read a book, it's just like all this stuff. And I'm just like, what?
Well, I
but
think
with
that's
the
why-
pictures,
Yeah.
it relaxes. It's just like, like literally I get really relaxed when I'm reading them. Like it just kind of takes me out of like the stuff that's been talked about. Like, cause like I said in the other episode, people will drop some like baggage and you're the barber. You got to take it and, you try to understand them and everything. And it, like that lady, remember when we bought those chairs? She was just like, try not to take whatever they give you home because, that's a lot of baggage. And that's like part of when you're escaping that
I
part.
remember when she said that.
Yeah, she had told me that. She was like, she had been cutting for.
Yeah, I remember
years.
she was cutting. You were talking with her. I was trying
had
to buy
told
some
me.
other stuff for cheap off of her.
Yeah, Tony was grinding.
They had some more chairs. I was trying to get them for cheap, but her husband wasn't having it.
But that was one of the things she told me, and I was just like, yeah. So comic books have been my escape, and it's just really relaxed. I mean, me and Lisa will go to the comic book stores, and we're just relaxed.
Yeah, I've seen you guys there one time.
Yeah, and we'll stay in there, and we're just looking around. We'll find something dope. Like I collect toys too, because I just like a lot of it is because we can afford a lot of toys. Like it's not like we didn't have any toys, but there's toys that dad and mom couldn't buy all of them. So now I go and look for them, and it's cool finding them. It's like, oh damn.
But I don't think we knew that at that time.
What?
That we didn't have that many toys. No. I mean, we had a lot of toys, but we didn't have I think they did a good job of hiding, but they had a good job of us not focusing on us being poor.
Yeah, no, I didn't mean it to be that.
No, I know.
Like now, like I didn't like the giant turtles. I think I had one. Yeah. And that was it, because that's all we could afford.
Yeah,
it wasn't like, oh, we can't afford it, don't worry. Like it was just like, oh, they got my favorite, and it was cool.
Yeah.
Now I have the whole set, and then I have another set of other ones just from the movies and stuff like. But that's just because like I enjoy it. Like it relaxes me. I go out there, I look around. It's cool. Just like that's my thing.
That's what I mean. Like we all get influenced by different things, what we grew up with and stuff like that. Because literally, as you're telling that, what pops into my head is I remember later on, mom telling me, and dad saying it too, is so that we would seem like we would have a lot more toys. You know how toys typically come in the box with all the accessories. They would open it up and individually wrap everything because they knew we more like opening gifts than. So instead of like if the Ninja Turtle came and he had like 6 different things, it wasn't you were getting one box wrapped with the Ninja Turtle. They would open it up and wrap every little thing, so it looked like we had a whole bunch of gifts and you opened it up. And that's kind of
innovative.
I mean, that's what happens when you're doing that. But that influence
a big present.
Yeah, we would get one big present that we all shared.
Yeah,
or me and him would share, and Leticia would get like whether it was video games or something of that sort. Like we would get those things.
I was just laughing because there's this one Christmas where mom forgot it. She never stopped doing that. Like if she buys a cologne for you and it comes with a free anything, she'll wrap that too and give it to you. And she got me this cologne and it came with the bag.
Oh, here we go.
So I was like, oh, thank you. This is really dope. That's the cologne I wanted. And then there's another, and she's like, oh, there's another present. I was like, cool. I opened it. I was like, you got me a bag too? She's like, yeah, we got you a bag too. She forgot to rip off the free gift thing. I was like, oh, it was free. She's like, oh, I forgot to take that.
Hey, it's all good.
That count.
It's all right. It's all good.
It's just funny because
it influences how you do things. Like that's why like for the church when we do the toy drive, that's why I'm very adamant, as much of a pain in the butt it is, that all the gifts are wrapped, because it's all about opening the gift for the kids.
Definitely.
You know, because it's easy if we throw it in a bag. It makes it easy. Throw it in a bag, you're done. But wrapping it, huh?
I said it's just good that you're not wrapping.
I am wrapping it, and my wrapping's fine. I don't know why I'm efficient. It comes out, and the kid, look, at that age, you're not looking at.
All they gonna do is turn it off anyway. They don't care.
I know the kid's not looking at it like, oh, this is perfect crease.
They looking at it as a gift.
It's perfect crease, like when it has wrapping paper, it's stuck there. I get to rip it. That's all that counts. Right. The stick, can they rip it?
That's it.
It's about efficiency at that point.
Tony is known for his rapping and not as a good.
That's facts though. That's facts.
Hey, I can do rapping like if it's a small amount and I'm just focused on those, like I'm gonna rap it. But when you have that many gifts and you need to get it done, it's not gonna
have it.
Like they want to be measuring it out and stuff. Like I can't stay here 6 hours rapping these gifts. Some of the way they do it, they're sitting there, they're taking the little squares and measuring it and like, okay, you gotta calculate it to this. No, man, just tape good.
And 90-degree angles.
That's it. Done.
I'll tell you this much: you're not gonna know what you get from Tony.
We'll do this. When we get to the Christmas episode, we will do a rapping competition.
Oh man.
Live
win because I throw it in the bag.
On camera. No. We will bring it and we will see from the three of us who has the best rapping skills.
Well, it ain't gonna be me.
Now we're talking
tell you
about
that
beats
right
and stuff,
now.
man. He probably got some both beat.
I mean, I could probably do it neat, but I don't know.
I think we do it
I don't know.
Christmas time. I'm just saying. I'm throwing it out
Okay.
there. Challenges out there.
All right.
So jumping into the, I know we're going into random topics, but one of the things I don't want to forget is the tip of the episode.
Okay.
And we were talking about beards, right?
Yeah, we're gonna talk about beards.
Beards trimmings and beard maintenance. So what is your tips for people with beards? 'Cause naturally, I don't have one, so
Yeah, I don't either. I only got whiskers.
Naturally, you shave yours off. That's not natural.
I just don't think even mine would grow completely. I feel like
you
I
never
have
growing it out. To
I've
you never growing it out.
I don't know, but I don't want a beard. Like I don't like when it gets that long.
One again, it's high maintenance.
Yeah.
You got a
One of
beard?
the-
You got a beard? You can grow a beard, right?
Yeah, I used to have a beard, but I like clean shave. Like I enjoy it. That's one of the things I enjoy actually now. Is I love shaving. Like I enjoy it. But and I got like at least like 500 or plus on my neck, so I'm like got to make the money worth it. So I I'm not.
I was like, wait a second, what do you mean you have
I got you.
500?
You talking about the tattoos? Talking about the tattoos?
Yeah, I was
You
like,
talking about the tats?
so many tattoos on
Yeah.
here that I'm like, yeah.
Is that why you're gonna keep your hair short too? Because now you got more money on top of it.
Yeah, I got, and I'm probably gonna add more. I'm already thinking about it. But the beard, you have to like. It's just the same thing. You have to maintain it. You can't look sloppy because beards can look really sloppy. One of the things I tell the guys to stop doing is this thing. They think this is cool, and then all that happens is they shorten all this hair that's right here because you're just pulling it out slowly. So then they get this little W, and you'll see it on, like, if you start looking at beards, you'll see it. It's a little W because this is all short because they keep tugging on it, and all this is long. And they're like, I don't know why it's like that. And I tell them, like, you tug on your beard? Yeah. Like, stop tugging on your beard. Like,
Okay, so that's one tip.
and another one, you got to put oil. You got to take care of it. You got to put conditioner. You want the oil is for the hair too, so it won't get all crusty and break easily. And it's really for the skin too, because your skin gets dried up just like the skin on your head.
So how often should you oil it? Is it an
I
oil
think
or
you
a
should-
cream,
I
or is
think
it
you should do it every day.
so oil and cream every day?
Just oil.
Okay. Is it an oil or is it cream or is
It's
it
an oil,
is it-
like beard oil. There's balm too. You can use balm. Like there's difference. I've never used balm on people, but it like I'm pretty sure that's a good thing.
Is it after you shower or just like any time or?
Best after you shower, or like once you're getting ready to go, like in the morning. Put
Now,
it
does
in
it
there.
leave it real oily or does it just kind of?
It can, like, if you put too much, yeah, you can definitely have way too much oil, and then you look like you have grease all over your face.
Do you have a recommendation for a beard oil that's good, or is it very based on?
It's a
people's-
very base thing. Like I've gone through so many beard oils, and I can't even name a brand right now because I usually tell them, because most people don't use it, so I tell them the basics. The basics is shampoo it. You don't have to use soap, like right here, and shampoo it. And
Like what
and
kind of
condition.
shampoo? You mean just
Yeah,
regular hair shampoo, right?
There's
yeah.
beard shampoos, but
Yeah.
regular shampoo will work.
Get
Okay.
get a good shampoo.
Right.
Yeah. You should get a good shampoo regardless.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Right.
But
there's
it could be the same
residues.
shampoo that you use for your hair, but you want to get a good shampoo that's good.
Yeah, 'cause
it's not going to
there's-
damage your hair. Like there's a lot of the cheaper shampoos have like a little bit of plastic and stuff in there and things like
Yeah,
that.
like what is it? Starts with a P, and it actually leaves a residue so bad that if you go and bleach your hair, it can like melt your hair really quick because it's the residue like heats and melts it really quick. Yeah, and like it's Pantene. Don't, if you're gonna bleach your hair, do not use Pantene because
Wow.
I didn't know that. Huh.
it
know
leaves
that.
a residue in your hair.
Wow.
And it will smoke some like you can
Oh,
look
wow.
at videos, it'll smoke like, and that's it. Your hair is gonna be like this short when it comes off. Like,
Wow.
But yeah, the conditioner, definitely use conditioner. And honestly, like you have to maintain it because you look sloppy when you don't have it lined up. When you like you don't have it nicely right here, like it just you look sloppy. You don't look professional, and you can look professional with a beard. Like you don't have to brush it. You should brush it out, but you don't have to like straighten it. Like people do go that far, but your everyday people, they don't. You just want it to, because I don't do that. I don't straighten out my clients' beards because they're not gonna wear it like that. So once 2 days go by and their hair is just like back to regular, it's gonna look uneven because you did it when it was straight. Just brush it out, and then I line it up. If you want it to angle, that's cool. If you want it round, you can do all types of style, but you have to maintain it because then it looks sloppy. Like,
what about for non-beard people like mustaches and goatee? Like, should you be doing anything with it or?
not as much. Like it matters. Like if like yours, you trim yours all the time, so that hair is constantly getting cut off, so it doesn't really matter. Like
so it's just more if you're keeping it.
If it's long, yeah. Like now, if you have it pretty long, then yeah, I would mess with it. Like,
but if it's short, because you're cutting it, it's fresh hair constantly coming out.
Yeah, exactly. Because you're just, it's like the hair doesn't matter. It's not going to be
Makes
there.
sense.
So you can use this soap and shampoo or whatever. You can use the soap because it's not gonna affect it as much because you're gonna cut it in like the next time you get a haircut. Yeah. Or even when you're at home and you just trim it a little bit, it's already new hair.
Yeah.
But when you have a length,
yeah,
you have to take care of it. You have to, like, you're gonna look sloppy. It's gonna look bad. It's gonna look sloppy.
So how often do you recommend someone coming into a barbershop that has a beard that wants to keep it maintained? And
the same as a haircut, like every 2 weeks, because it starts getting puffy. It starts like you'll start seeing it like the sideburns are all out here. Yeah. But then so it looks like it just makes your face look fatter. Yeah. You want to flatten out this all the time. You want to make it fade here. Like you want this to like, because this is really like, this is where it's people focus on. Because Aquaman, he has a horrible beard, but people think he has an amazing beard because right here, everyone's focused right here. But if I remember I pointed it out and they're like, no, he has a good beard. So I started pointing out all the little things and they're like, oh, I never noticed that. I was like, yeah, because you're focused here.
And because you're a barber too, so
yeah, well,
you have an advantage.
Like what you think you have, he has like gaps and everything. But because when we talk about beards, this is the catch point.
Yeah.
Like here, it doesn't matter. That's why I tell guys, I'm like, nah, dude, you can grow out a beard and you'll be fine. They're like, no, I got a little gap. I'm like, you can grow out a beard, and I have these two gaps. But when I grow it out, they can't even tell. They always think I have a full beard because they're focused right here.
So if you have somebody and you're telling them that they should come in every 2 weeks to maintain beard and a haircut, it probably would be a lot easier, for somebody to maintain it if they did come in
and got both of them knocked out.
You know what I'm saying? Every 2 weeks.
Yeah, because like I get guys that just get a beard trim and like slowly you can see like this is wilding out up here and this is all smooth, so you still look messy because this is wilding out. Like you want it to transition into the beard. Like you don't want long hair here and then the beard's like all nicely groomed. Like I had to fix someone's beard yesterday because he has it pretty short, right? But then his sideburns are just popping out because he's not shortening. And I was like, I want to fade this in because it looks bad. Like you have these sideburns thick and then it's just groomed. Yeah. So it's better to get the whole haircut. So when you get the haircut and the beard, it flows and you don't look sloppy and it's easier maintaining. Like when you let your beard grow all big, like again, it loses its form. You get those bushiness. It's harder to take care of. Like you're getting rid of the split ends because beards get split ends.
Oh man, and, wow.
Yeah, like it's just like any other hair. Like, and like it just looks really good. Like when you see it before and after on beards, like it's a trip. It's like damn, and it's honestly like beard trims are really good. But if you really want to get down to it, it's the hot towel shave. Because that hot towel shave, one, it's good like to shave it all off, but like hot towel shave will, when like you get deep into the pores. So like, even if you have a beard and you just want a beard trim, you should definitely do a hot towel shave. Yeah, because you're hitting everything, and the pores are not like it's just smoother, and it's smoother right here. Like, because you ever try to shave this when it's pretty dry or only damp? Sucks.
Yeah,
that's where people break out the most right here. Like, it's right here. When you have a hot towel shave and you're just hitting here, you just line it up. The hair's soft, so you're just going through it really quick, but it helps this neck part to not be irritated. So even with, I would definitely get a hot towel shave. I tell people, because they're like, you're only gonna touch this part. I'm like, yeah, but it's gonna work out because it's gonna not itch as bad. It's gonna be smoother. The hair, like the blade is gonna you don't have to put a lot of stuff on there. You're just tapping it, and it just looks clean. Like when I do a hot towel shave on a beard, man, it's crisp.
Well, definitely. Hopefully, you guys take those tips. If you have questions about any of the tips we give, feel free to put them in the comment section. We'll definitely get back to you on them. Or if you're in the barbershop, feel free to ask Sam or Blue about any of the tips. But also, if you need to set an appointment, that's also in the description. We'll have the link there.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we rather have appointments. It's better for everyone. It's better for you because you don't have to sit here and just, wait for the next opening.
Yeah.
And it's a time thing. Like, you come in. Sometimes we're running a little bit late, and you might wait back for 10 minutes at most. But for the most part, you're in and out of the barbershop.
Yeah.
You come in and you wait. You might sit there for 2 hours, and most people don't like to sit there for 2 hours. Just book the appointment, and you can book it at any time. I have clients that book it at 3:00 in the morning.
Yeah,
because they're doing night shift, and and they're not bothering us. The whole thing's online, so appointments are always a plus. And if you don't, typically we tell people, if you're gonna try to walk in, Tuesdays and Wednesdays are the best.
Yeah. Tuesday, Wednesday, best to walk in. Set your appointments if you don't want to be waiting. I hate waiting, so anywhere I go, if I can do an appointment or reservations, I'm doing it. I hate waiting. So definitely, hit us up. The other piece, so I think as we start heading towards the closing up, a couple speed round stuff, or I guess speed round or whatever you want to call it, just rapid things. So the Warriors won.
Yeah, I told you.
Yeah, whatever,
you kind of figured they were gonna win. I just didn't think they were gonna close out that. I didn't think Boston was gonna roll over that quickly. But they just kind of blew it.
I was having.
I ain't no hater, but I would have preferred Boston to win.
I was having a discussion. I was like, I don't know if it was Wiggins just on lock on Tatum, or
it was.
Just didn't show up.
It was. I started watching some of that. Yeah,
I think it was a mix. I don't know. Yeah. He just didn't show. It didn't seem like he showed up. He just got shut down and didn't know how to get an answer. And I just think he shut down.
Yeah, but now everyone's gonna use that against him.
Yeah. So hopefully, a lot of people have gone to the finals screwed up. Magic did it. A lot of players have done it. And they come back and did it. So we'll see what comes from it.
Yeah, Steph. They already counted that team out. Honestly,
yeah,
they thought their dynasty was done when KD left, and look at them now.
So does Steph make top 10 player now?
Top 10? That's a hard question. That's a really hard question. He's definitely top 10 point guard.
Can you talk about him in a GOAT conversation?
GOAT conversation? I don't think he can.
He did take a picture with the GOAT. I don't know if you saw that during the parade. Someone had a GOAT with his jersey on.
I can say this: Steph changed the game.
Because he's a jump shooter, and now every kid that comes and wants to be a basketball player thinks now that you got to shoot a whole bunch of threes to win basketball games. But hey, that's just evolution of the game.
Yeah,
can't be mad at that.
Now you got to be a center that can shoot a three.
Yeah, so
I still don't think you need to be. I think
with this game right now you do.
I think you can force a change, just like anything. You can force a change.
Well, yeah, that's what he did.
Yeah, but
that's why, people are probably gonna get pissed off, especially my clients that love LeBron. But I think he changed the game more than LeBron did.
I would agree.
Yeah, he did. Like I said, it's because he making everybody a jump shooters. Everybody wants to be a jump shooter now. Everybody want to shoot the three. Yeah. I mean, even teams now. But
if you look at him, he doesn't just shoot threes. He's really good at going in.
Yes.
No.
Yeah, he had to develop that. Yeah, he had a good point guard, and he had to put some meat on.
Yeah, no way. Yeah, he a good point guard. Yeah, he can. I
don't like him. The one thing that people don't get, and actually my client said it too, is that he's an underdog. He's been an underdog since he got in the league.
I agree with that.
People, even when he get this year, people were not like cheering for him. They're like, oh, he's not gonna show up. Like Steph has always been the underdog and stuff. Like it's that's different from like people want LeBron to lose because they don't like LeBron, but they think he's gonna win. Just like Floyd, they think they're gonna win. Steph, on the other hand, they just don't respect him to the point where they're like, he's not gonna show up. Oh, like there's not a lot of respect that goes into Steph.
You can say he ain't gonna show up, but he showed did shoot their lights out. He shot their lights all the way out, bro.
But for the most part, people are always like they don't give him like, oh, he's gonna win. They're usually like, Steph's gonna choke or something. Like he doesn't. I think he's earned his respect now, and even now that's why I like Steph. I really like Steph Curry because he's a really humble guy. People try to say that he's too cocky. I don't think he's too cocky.
I don't think he's too cocky. I think he's gotten a little bit of confidence or a little bit more cocky. I guess you could say cocky in his now. I don't think Steph before would have really done that sleeper move. Yeah. Like he wasn't doing that before. I mean, did he earn that? Yeah, I guess. But I think his cockiness comes with the like he's not Draymond.
No,
he's not Draymond.
I can agree with that.
He's not Poole. Poole is a little overly cocky for it. Yeah, like he's good, but he hasn't done enough to be that cocky.
Poole's gonna get himself traded. Like he's over here like, oh, we're gonna get the bag. I was like, hold up, dude. You're good, but he ain't that good. Like you're going against Clay and Steph and Draymond. Like they're gonna pick those guys before they pick you.
Them. Yeah, of course.
And you're one of the lead. I mean, I think he does. I think he is a good player, but some of it is also because you're focused on like you're focused on 3 other guys before you focus on him.
I mean, honestly, the only one that's gonna get money
is Wiggins.
From all,
Wiggins. That boy gonna get paid. You better believe he gonna get paid.
Like,
he gonna get paid, bro.
They don't get Wiggins that money. He's gonna take off somewhere.
He gonna get paid.
That does make sense. So so as we kind of start, where does Kyrie end up?
Who cares? Who cares? I'm like,
he's already listed a couple of places where he'll go.
I'm a Kyrie hater.
You don't like Kyrie?
Oh man,
I love Kyrie.
He's a crybaby.
He's a little too. I liked him until he started getting a little too crazy.
Right, he a crybaby, man. And he's talking about all this Earth is flat crap and whatever. This dude, man. I don't even start with this dude. And it's crazy. It's crazy. He got crazy handles. The boy got crazy handles, man.
Really good.
He got crazy. But man, the way he think, man, get out of here, man. Jackass.
Cracks me up.
He goes a little crazy.
Yeah, right.
I'm okay with him going a little crazy because it just cracks me up. I feel like whatever he believes in, he stands like.
But it's not even
stands on it.
It's not even about what he believes. Like that doesn't bother me. Like I mean, I think it's nuts that he thinks flat Earth, but that's not.
I think he already stopped that.
I just feel like everywhere, like
or he's evangelizing the same way.
I don't know. When he was in Cleveland, I was like, okay, I felt like he really helped LeBron. He was one of the main players.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Then when he left, like
I think they slept on him. Like
I think when he left, he's been trying to chase to prove that he's that he need LeBron and like it just got into his head too much.
And that's part of the reason why I don't like him.
Like when he was in Boston and all these places, he's just caused so much commotion for nothing. And that's I think has been the biggest thing for me with Kyrie.
See, the problem is this was the problem.
Hell of a player. Like I even liked his movie when he played. I thought it was funny when he did.
It was great.
Uncle Drew.
Uncle Drew. Yeah, I was fine with Uncle Drew.
Yeah. No, see the problem.
I mean, not gonna win Oscars or anything, but
the problem is when they won. If he won that championship, that was the problem. You know, he hit the shot. Yeah. You know, he got all puffed up. He felt like I'm the dude. And then when he went to Boston, he's like, I don't need. I'm good. I could do. And then he saw.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That it wasn't on. What he should have did was kept his mouth shut and just stuck with LeBron, and they probably could have won another championship. Honestly, if they would have tried.
He did put the Lakers on one of the teams that he would go to if he doesn't resign with the Nets.
Man, nobody
That's
cares.
a garbage team.
Yeah, that's crazy, right? The Lakers is
I can't
garbage
remember them all.
anyway.
I know he put the Lakers. He put
Garbage.
the Clippers.
Who are you gonna?
They okay.
He put the Knicks.
The Knicks
put
is all
Philly.
right too. Nah, Philly
I don't
garbage.
see how him, Harden, and all that survives. And
Yeah.
then,
If they because it's all a trade, right? Like his contract's not up, right?
no, his contract's up. Like if he doesn't sign with the Nets, like
Well, he can't go to LA. They got too many contracts that are big over there.
Well, who knows? They'd probably be getting rid of half the team.
Yeah, but you got to get rid of
the Lakers. Garbage anyway.
Like who are you gonna get rid of? Russ or AD?
Definitely Russ.
It doesn't matter. Spurs are winning next year, anyways.
What?
Who did they draft?
How?
Who did they draft?
The
Let's see who
Spurs.
they drafted. They had to have drafted someone.
Spurs ain't going nowhere, man. Y'all Spurs. The Spurs days is over.
They're
with.
going somewhere. They're going to Austin.
You guys even got garbage. Did you guys see the new?
I hope they'll go to Austin, but their new sponsor on the jersey is an Austin company, and they've already agreed to play 2 games in Austin.
Yeah, they're testing the waters. See, all that time that people were like,
But I
stay
just
loyal to them
but
because they're from San Antonio. They didn't care about.
but
San
no,
Antonio.
I still don't think they leave. I still
They're
don't
gonna
think
leave
they,
San Antonio.
I don't think they leave to Austin.
I think they will.
No, because UT from a sports standpoint owns that city. Right now in San Antonio, Spurs have all the sponsorships they
Yeah,
want.
but
I think they're gonna play some games
They ain't
over there
going
because
nowhere.
they'll make more. They'll
won't
earn
go
some money and
nowhere,
stuff.
though.
But
They
I just
won't
don't
go.
think they'll move over there.
No, they won't.
I don't
Austin
think.
is becoming like a Los Angeles, so it's a bigger market over there now.
Yeah, but I still don't see them. I still don't see them making that big
I'm
move.
with Tony. I don't.
I just think Austin has. I think UT has too much of a grip on it because they're almost like a professional sports just from a
Yeah,
not the way they play, but from
they're more like football. I don't see them.
but even in basketball for a while they were headed out there. But they I mean, it's just I just think the money is so UT focused already.
I heard that Murray's on the chopping block for Collins in Atlanta.
I haven't heard it. I don't know. I don't keep up that closely with it, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
It don't matter. Spurs ain't going nowhere either.
Yeah,
Sorry to
Spurs-
tell y'all. Y'all Spurs ain't going nowhere.
I'm okay.
Don't sleep on them.
I ain't a Spurs fan at all.
Keep. I'm saying it now. Everyone else can say whatever they want. Give it a couple more years. See Primo. Primo's gonna be like a Ginobili. That guy has some hustle. That could be just exactly
Ain't nobody replace Ginobili.
No. But if you watch it, he has some hustle and he throws his body out there. Like out of all the players I saw this last year when I've gone to a couple of games, Primo.
Y'all don't have no one to lead. That's
fine.
y'all's biggest issue.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But
Y'all don't have no leaders and no big men.
We'll see.
No, but
Did
let's
you guys recruit any
But
big
let's see.
men?
Let's see what they draft, and then secondly,
I thought they already drafted.
no, they're drafting tonight.
Oh,
So to see what they draft, and then
I'm
second,
gonna laugh if you guys get another guard.
and then secondly, they actually have they have like 4 or 5 picks this draft, all
Yeah.
through trades. So
Gonna be all guards.
this is some of the biggest. This is
We
the
gonna
most
see.
draft picks
We'll
they've had in
see.
a while.
a lot of shooting guards and point guards.
Nah,
small forwards,
No,
maybe.
they'll draft someone big. But I do think Primo, even if he ends up leaving the Spurs, I think Primo's gonna have a good career.
But even that, like, I
He just
mean,
needs to
that's,
put some meat on him. But the kid's like 18, 19 years old, just out. Like, I don't even remember if he went to college or what. He just had like 1 year.
you guys honestly got to get rid of y'all's coach.
Yeah, we're not getting into it.
He's overrated.
You're already gonna get the show canceled. Well,
It's the
whether
truth.
it's true or not.
What has he done?
I'm not saying I disagree with you, but you're gonna get us canceled before we get started.
How? Because I tell Spurs fans the truth that they need to get rid of their coach. We just said Steph changed the whole thing. He's still on the center, power forward, leading strategy, and it doesn't work for him.
I don't think he's on the center power forward strategy, but I do think a change is needed, but not because he's on the center power forward strategy. But that's not here or there. What else as we close out? Any last things you need to? We're having Blue on next week, so we'll be doing.
She'll be on next week.
She'll be coming talking about her view of Barbershop. ship.
Yeah, and like
Being a woman in a men predominantly industry.
Yeah.
But then I think we're going to be talking about facials next week. So we did want to offer up a free facial for someone so that we can use as a demonstration.
Yeah, you got to leave.
So if you leave a comment, we'll pull your name out and we'll schedule it with you. So if you put hopefully we'll get this out.
It has to be you. It can't be like you can't be putting a comment and be like, oh, it's for my cousin or something. It has to be you. Like, we're not going to be doing this whole
So just put a comment in there. Everyone that comments, we'll put you into a raffle, and then we'll ask and see if you're available so that we can film your facial here. So again, definitely put some comments in there. If you have questions or whatever, we're going to be bringing on more guests. So right now, like I said, we're talking about the barbershop and stuff. We're going to have Blue next week. And then from there, we'll still have some more.
Yeah, if you want to be a guest on our show, just comment that too.
Yeah, because we're going to be bringing other small businesses and people with passions on. I think that's the whole focus of Local Love is really about the passion and things. So we'll be tapping into a few other things.
Because you said you wanted to bring a teacher on.
We're gonna tap into see what we do. So we'll reach out to these people and see what's going on. But definitely want to encourage you guys to write some comments, push it out, pass these links on to other people. Because one of the things we definitely want to do is build the community. As a small business, you definitely want to build community out there, not just for ours, but for others. Promoting businesses, promoting people, things like that. Because really, that's what it's about. It's about pushing it more.
Yeah, our platform is for y'all too. Even if we only get 100 views the first few months, as big as we get, we still want to give a platform to y'all, just like for us too. We want to share.
Yeah,
I think that's the beauty of this podcast, that we're gonna be able to put people on, and people can put us on.
Yeah,
that's what's cool too. They can put us on. I think that's really dope.
If you want to throw in the comment section your favorite Blood In, Blood Out reference, or if you have another movie that you liked, feel free to throw it in there. Yeah. And if you have suggestions of topics for us, throw it in there. We're happy to talk about anything. We can get into politics to finances, to whatever, because I truly think finances
gas prices are killing us.
Yeah.
And real quick, if you don't want to come on the show, we do have technology. We can call you on the phone and
we can do a call.
We can call you in and talk over the phone with you.
Also, I was gonna bring this up off camera, see if you're okay. So the guy
so you gotta put me on the spot.
My friend Luke
I was gonna put you. I was gonna do it off camera.
No, it's something positive. It ain't.
No, go ahead.
So Luke from Jefferson Bodega, he's having heart issues and he's in the hospital right now. He's helped out a lot of the community in that area. He's helped out a lot of people around there. He's always showing love. I remember when he first opened the bodega, he was helping out my friend Roger with the job and everything there. And he's laid up in the hospital right now. They had to close until Friday. They're not going to open until Friday, and it's just his wife right now running it. And they found some more complications. He's having heart failure, I think, and he has a heart disease. And just keep him in prayer. If you guys can go by the bodega and buy some stuff, it'll help him out too. If they do start a GoFundMe or anything,
we'll put it up.
We'll put it up. He's helped out a community a lot. I actually done free haircuts over there and everything. He's always trying to help that area and people around that area. He does the pop-ups. Remember when we went? Yeah. And that helps a lot of small businesses, and he's always showing love, and him and his wife. And if you guys can go out there and help him out too, I think that would be really cool.
Yeah, definitely. They're going to be open tomorrow.
They should be open tomorrow for sure.
Okay, so we're saying this on Thursday. So once we get this posted, definitely go out there Friday, Saturday.
Yeah, and just whenever they're open too, they'll keep updating on their Instagram.
Okay, so they have their Instagram.
Follow them on Jefferson Bodega.
Are we able to put their link in the description?
We can put their link. I can find it.
Yeah, so we'll put the Instagram
on Instagram Jefferson Bodega.
Yeah, If you don't know where that's at, it's right by Jefferson High School. So
Yeah, it's literally down the street.
So definitely stop by, go get a soda, go get some chips or something.
Yeah, and they have a
They
lot
have some
of
random
crazy-
stuff
yeah,
there.
they
Yeah,
have some crazy stuff.
So
there.
stuff you're not gonna find at your regular store. So go by,
a lot of
grab,
imports.
yeah, grab that stuff. Support that small business, especially as they're going through a struggle right now.
Yeah, he's
And let's keeping them in prayer.
yeah, definitely. Just pray. Like I would like even for Felicia, like keep these people in prayer. Like prayer is a big thing. I see a lot of like negativity towards prayer.
Yeah.
Like thoughts and prayers, and they kind of put it down now, and I think that's stupid. I think some of the best things come from thoughts, like when that's where you solve things, and prayer is just like, man, that's your outlet.
Yeah.
And I'm not a heart surgeon, none of us are here heart surgeons, so the best thing we can do is pray for him, like, because you can't help him other than like paying and helping him with money financially, but you can't go in there and help him.
Well, and I think that's part of it, right? So thoughts, prayers, those are definitely, like you said, those are definitely impactful. Let's pray, and then the way we put some of our thoughts and prayers is into action. So like supporting the GoFundMe's, going by the Jefferson Bodega, buying some stuff. Like you may think, oh, they're just pushing, but no, that money helps them. Like they're a small business. Like they don't. I have the fortune of working for a big company, so I have insurance, I have things like that. They're probably having to figure out their own insurance, their own things. When you're a small business, those are things you have to think about, and it cuts into your profit margins, cuts into things where other businesses spread that over the large overhead. So definitely going in there, you may think it's nothing, but buying some chips, buying some sodas, stuff like that's going to help their family. It sounds like they can't even keep the shop open that long because I think they were the only ones running it, right? Or they had a little bit of help.
They have
here.
they have some help. They actually hire a lot of the neighborhood kids in that area. Like
so definitely giving back in that those are the neighborhoods we grew up. I didn't go to Jefferson, but that was the neighborhood I grew up in. But Sammy went to Jefferson.
Yeah,
his sister went there. So
I went to Jeff.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got a diploma from there. So
yeah,
it counts. So again, definitely go support them. Support the small businesses, especially through these tough times.
Help out. Felicia.
And then we'll have the links in the description. And again, whenever you hit any of those places, just show the local love out there to everyone. That's what it's about, building that community of local love, going outside of
it's expressing love to the point of
being crazy.
No, I was like, I was gonna go there. I was like, no, that's called obsession.
No, that's not obsession. I think that's different.
No,
we go another topic. That's topic for another day.
Yeah, it's a good crazy love.
It's good crazy love. There you go. Good crazy love. With that said, again, thanks for joining us. Again, put your comments, questions, everything else in there. Let's let's support these people. And with that, we'll say we're out.
Go ahead, say it.
No, it's your line.
Oh man, come on.
No, I can't steal your thunder. Go ahead.
Local love is forever.
We're out. Thanks.